What's up? I'm waiting for you. I'm going live randomly with what to watch for 49ers versus Jaguars. And representing the Jaguars and the whole animal kingdom, it's Panda. Panda's representing the cats, even though he's a dog. Say hi, Panda. Say hi, Panda. Yeah. Represent the animal kingdom. Yo, what's up? Welcome, 49er faithfulers. Random time from another place in time. Gary Lamm and Panda representing the Jaguars. What to watch for? We about to get started. I did my homework. Listened to all the interviews. Wilkes, Purdy, Shanahan. Got some questions answered. Liked some answers. Didn't like some. But now it's time to start the show. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, damas and caballeros, Pandas dressed like Jaguars and Gary Lamm, main event maniacs of 49er faithful throughout the multiverse. Welcome to Gary Lamm, main event Mania live. What it do? Gary Lamm, main event Mania Mafia. Thank you. Joining now, joining later. Instagram Live, YouTube. Parts unknown, it doesn't matter. Ooh, this show is dedicated to my cousin Alejandro Serrano and Lisa Medina. They are getting married tomorrow. I will be at the wedding, but Panda won't. Not fair, Panda. There'll be plenty of treats there. The dogs aren't allowed at this wedding, Panda, unfortunately. But you're always allowed. On Gary Lamm, main event Mania. Quick shout out. Saturday night, 6 p.m. bell time, I will be at South Bay Championship Wrestling, 2nd anniversary. The final show for South Bay Championship Wrestling. I will be your host and hype man. Tremendous card on hand at the Portuguese Hall, Santa Clara, California. Check out South Bay Championship Wrestling, scwtix.com for tickets. Tremendous main event. Rex Haka challenges Brooke Havoc for the Women's SCW Championship. Tremendous. Laura Frazier, if she gets better, she's going to take on Alex Gracia. I can't wait to see the Wrestling Nightmare Butch Sawyer take on Dom Cyrus. Sir, you are a more courageous man than me, because Butch Sawyer is in my dreams. I hope he doesn't bring his chainsaw. We got Indermundi versus Gypsy Mac. Marcus Lewis and Lionheart versus Boyce the Grand, the bad boy. I can't wait to see those guys in action. Fred Rosher, Mr. Everyday, no days off versus Cockamang, the Mang Man. Levi Shapiro, Timeless versus Big Fonz for the Silicon Valley Championship. And we got Chemo and Chaos Inc. versus Los Nuevos Gringos Locos. And I'll be there. And maybe you will too. Tremendous venue. I like it because, you can get a beer there, some hot dogs. But it's a family-friendly event. If you're crazy like my family, cool, have some fun. Have an adult beverage. Don't spend too much. Hey, I call that living the dream. But if the 49ers lose on Sunday, will it be like a Butch Sawyer nightmare? I wouldn't go that far. But I'm going to tell you what to watch for. Alright, Panda, you tired? Give me kisses. Alright. Rest over there, little buddy. Come on. Come on. Where you go? Want to go up there? Where you want to go? You want to come back with me? Okay. Want to be on TV? Panda's been camera shy, but he likes his leopard suit. All right. The big hype, the headlines. Steve Wilkes, is he in the booth? Is he on the sidelines? But the real story, what to watch for, the injury report. I've been waiting to get the injury report and hear some of these guys talk. The good news is, the attitude might be coming back to the 49ers. Debo is not on the injury list. He's going to play. But here we go. It's Trent Williams. Trent Williams practiced today. There's some controversy about that ankle. It may be taking time to heal because of previous ankle injuries. Hey, he could be. Hey, ain't no one getting any younger. But here's the thing. We were talking a lot about Purdy and CMC. Who's most important? You can see right now how important that big left tackle is. Trent Williams. And how important Debo is to the attitude of the 49ers. What up, South Bay Championship Wrestling? I promoted the show. 6 p.m. Saturday night. Headline by the SCW Women's Championship Rekatahaka Challenges. Brooke Havoc for the Women's Championship. We got Big Fonz. We got Bad Boy Boyce LeGrand. We got Laura Frazier. We got Mr. No Days Off and more. And I'll be there, your host. But now we're talking 49ers and what to watch for Sunday. And like I said, I'm watching the injury report. And I'm watching for the return of the 49ers identity. 49ers can't run, can't stop the run. If the Niners don't run, who are they? If Trent Williams plays, watch for the 49ers to be able to run somewhere. They'll be able to run left. You got Aaron Banks out with a turf toe, likely. Trent Williams practiced today. That could change the whole season. If Trent Williams doesn't play, you are looking at Josh Allen, who already has 9 sacks. The Jaguars play at 3-4. Their outside linebackers, or their rush special, has 9 sacks. And you're looking at Trayvon Walker, last year's number 1 pick, already has 3.5. That's more than Nick Bosa. Big tough against Cole McKivitz and Jalen Moore. That is not good. I don't like that matchup. But this is what to watch for. Will Kyle Shanahan come up with a game plan to run the ball? Will he use short passes? Debo's going to help with that. Look for him to get the ball to Debo, CMC, passing out of the backfield. But look for the attitude to return. Look for the bad 49ers. The swag. The guys who come with the boombox. That's Debo and that's Trent. Look for the attitude to be back for the 49ers. They need it on offense. I'll talk more about leadership. But the big news. Watch out for Trent Williams' ankle. Watch for the whole offensive line. None of these guys are bad, as terrible as they are. John Feliciano, watch for him to make some noise. He may be able to find a starting role. He might be able to start for Spencer Burford because you need Aaron Banks when he's healthy. We need an attitude. Watch for the 49ers to run left, get the ball to Debo. And I'm not sure if Kyle Shanahan will make these adjustments. I'll go to him later. But watch for the attitude to be back. One of them will be back. It's Debo. It's definitely Silverback, Trent Williams. The attitude, the identity. This is going to be a tough game. You got some tough kitties, some tough Jaguars over here. Show how tough you are, Panda. Show how tough. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that is tough. Tame. You gotta tame up, little panda. You going in there? Okay. He went back to his den. The jaguar went back to their den. That's what we gotta do. We gotta send the jaguars or little cubbies back to their den. Alright, the big headline's been defensive coordinator Steve Wilks. He talked about it. Defensive players have talked about it. And it was a big deal. You know, there was some rumblings. The players did not like that Steve Wilks was in the booth. They wanted him on the field. And it's announced that Steve Wilks is going to be on the field. And, you know, in the media and on social media and on podcasts, now that it's done, it's been played by the players, downplayed by podcasters who talked about it. But I'm going to tell you, from a psychological perspective, why I think it's important. I'm going to go on the other side, why it's not important, why it shouldn't matter, why it should stay in the booth. Hey, there's a perspective that if Steve Wilks is more comfortable in the booth, that's where he's best, keep him there. And that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of pros to be up there. But here's why it doesn't matter right now. Here's why I think it's a good move. From a psychological perspective, from a team chemistry perspective. And I'm going to tell you, I like Steve Wilks. I like how he talks. I would want to follow that guy. Kyle Shanahan said the reason why he wants him there. And Kyle Shanahan doesn't really lie. He's another leader of men. He's maybe a different leader than D'Amico Ryans or Robert Saleh. You know, he talks like a professor. He wants that perspective, you know, out in the booth. But when I hear him talk, when I hear him answer questions, when I talk about Steve Wilks, about criticism, he said, I'm built for this. This is what I'm made for. And I like that attitude. He's already taken over a defense that wasn't his. I'm talking about scheme, and I'm talking about not his players, not his guys. This is more of an elite marriage where you got maybe like a Manny Pacquiao, his trainer, Freddie Roach. He said he started out where being the trainer, then they were working together, and now he worked for Manny Pacquiao at the end, right? But this guy over here, this Steve Wilks, he has a good reputation, been in the league 20 years. It's a marriage. He worked for the team. And it's a tough situation with pride. He walked in the situation where he's doing... I don't want to say he's doing what he's told because he seems like his own man. I feel like he's his own man, and he took on the job of taking on this wide nine defense. And I made another video like, who gives a damn? You just got to play better, right? But he took that on. Look it. If you're taking on someone else's defense, hey, it's a big deal that you are willing to the people who work for you, that you were going to come down on the field, you're going to try to make a change, you're going to try to help the team. Doing something different to help the team, all right? And I asked, is this guy like a middle manager? He don't sound like no puppet to me. He doesn't sound like that, all right? And Kyle Shanahan said himself, I want another leader on the field. I want a leader of men on the field. And this is the big point, what to watch for. And I have this question to you. I don't think the 49ers lack leadership, but they have a lot of leaders. You got a bunch of bosses. You got a bunch of alpha males, whatever the hell you want to call them, lone wolves. And you got some clicks on this team, to be honest with you. But if Nick Bosa or Fred Warner had a problem with each other, would they have the guts to call each other out on the field? No, they wouldn't. There's too much respect on this team. And this is why Wilkes has to be flexible, and this is why he has to take charge, because it doesn't seem as good as D'Amico Ryans was, and look at his numbers aren't as good as Wilkes, and as good as Salah was. They didn't groom a leader of this defense, and it's hard to lead. What are you going to tell Nick Bosa? You know, what's Hufanga? Maybe Hufanga has something to say. What's he going to tell anybody? There's too many bosses out there. They respect each other too much. They're not on the same page. And they're asking why is there coaches in the first place when they're stars? Someone's got to be the bad guy. And they're asking Steve Wilkes to get out there, get them on the same page, help them with the chemistry. That's why there's coaches in the first place. That's why people like coaches like NBA. That's why Steve Kerr gets paid a lot of money. That's why Phil Jackson was so famous. You gotta coach your stars. You gotta be the go-between. You can't have your stars fighting each other. You need to do this. You need to do that coverage. They need leadership on the field. They need chemistry. They need a flow. And it's not as simple as we need to play more man-tight coverage. You need to call man, you need to call zone, you need to call whatever you need to call at the right time, but you need the chemistry, you need the feel of the players. When you're coaching talent, it's more about Jims and Joes than X's and O's. You got to get a feel for your team, you got to get a feel for what they need, and they're calling for that. So I think it's a big deal. I think this could be a big deal. He can get a feel of what's going on the field. There's going to be someone out there to hold these players accountable and himself accountable, because quite frankly, that's a lot of that is the head coach's job. But Kyle's too busy, like me, looking down on his play sheet to know what's going on. Kyle has a lot in his hands. It's a tough job to be offensive coordinator, just in itself. And, you know, I'll talk about it. Look at Kyle's play calling. It hasn't been that fresh. It's like, get the ball to CMC and see what he does. There hasn't been a lot of wide open receivers these last 3 games. There hasn't been a lot of answers. There hasn't been a lot of changes in personnel. There hasn't been a lot of using your other guys besides CMC. I haven't seen a play for Ray McLeod. I haven't seen anything for J.P. Mason. I haven't seen a lot of Christian McCaffrey utilizing the receiving skills. I haven't seen a lot of that. I haven't, there's been nothing advanced. He hasn't bailed them out. So if Kyle calling out another leader on the field, he's understanding that he needs some help out there, right? And you know what? That's fine. A great man's got to know his limitations. And I just don't see anyone on the defense just taking leadership. You know, everyone wants to be friends. That's fine. There's got to be some bad guy. And maybe Steve Wilkes right now. You know, he's the GOAT. But someone's got to be the guy to be hero of the GOAT. Someone's got to take a chance. Someone's got to take the lead. And then Steve Wilkes is probably that guy. It may or may not work. Because, you know, it ain't going to help Isaiah Oliver. It's not going to help them be able to cover. All right? But you do have a better pass rush. You're adding Chase Young. You're adding new guys. You're going to see what they need. And most importantly, this seems like an idea that the players want to tell him what they want. And what's going to help, in my mind, you know, looking at the psychology of the team, the chemistry of the team, the D-line says they need this, they need that, and the linebackers want this, the secondary wants that, they could tell him what they want to run all together. This is a collaboration. This is a high-level team that's been number 1 in defense, number 2 in defense for a long time. So they know what they want to do. They just need the coach to get on the same page with them. So someone's just the conductor. And Steve Wilks is a prideful man. He has a tremendous resume, been around a long time. He just has to be the conductor of this symphony. And it's a symphony with some tremendous solo artists. But he's got to get that symphony. He's got to get that front line, the defensive line, and the linebackers, and the secondary working harmoniously. Here. Like, get him going. He doesn't have to play any instruments. He just has to get them conducted. You know, when to solo here. He has an easy job, but he has the hardest job in the world. They know what to do. He just has to get on a flow with them together. You got a bunch of virtuosos on this defense. But he's got to get them to flow together. Let's see if Wilks can get on the same page with the 49ers. Let's see if the strategy works. And I'm looking for it, and I'm not sure it's going to work this game. Because I think some of the things they need to do is change some personnel. I'll get that out in a minute. I'll watch that in a minute. After I get to Kyle. But the Niners can easily lose this game. I won't call it a must-win game. It's going to be tough to lose this game and still be number 1 seed. But the 49ers seem to play better when their backs are against the wall. But watch to see if there's more flow, if there's more synchronicity between the D-line, the linebackers, and the secondary coverage. And watch, this is what to watch for. The 49ers need to stop the freaking run. Stop the run. Stop the screens. ETN is having a great season. Let's see if we could stop him. Let's see. Watch for Hargrave and Armstead, stop the run. Hargrave, we brought him here to be a pass rusher, but with getting Chase Young, we should be able to take some pressure off Hargrave, and the whole front four. They have got to keep Warner and Greenlaw clean so they can make tackles. Everyone's got to step it up on the run game, so on 3rd and long, you can come out strong and put that dumb Trevor Lawrence on his back. Stop the run on defense. Let's see if Steve Wilks can get it done. And I want to see right plays at the right time. Let's get some synchronicity. Let's let those virtuosos play when they need to play. And it's a feel. I want to see Steve Wilks in rhythm with his team. But there may have to be some personnel changes. I'll talk about that now. Let's talk about Kyle Shanahan. I asked Grant Cohn and Larry Krueger to ask about the hurry-up offense. And basically the answer is they practice on Wednesday. Everyone practices it. But they don't practice for, a couple scores down. And I'm going to tell you what, they don't practice it enough. Because they ain't cutting the mustard. Wednesday? You play football on Sundays. You practice that every single day. Because you ain't cutting the mustard. That ain't enough for me. This is potentially a game you're going to need it. Jacksonville, top defense. Good offense. 5 in a row. Jacksonville's coming in 5 in a row. One of the hottest teams in the NFL. Tremendous linebackers, tremendous line, good secondary. You may not be able to inflict your will and run the ball. Are you going to have a hurry-up, up-tempo offense ready to go? I'm saying no. I'm saying don't look for that. If that happens, I will be pleasantly surprised, but I don't see it happening here. The 49ers, they're going to trust Old Faithful, try to get a lead early, and put them away with some 4-minute drills. I wouldn't watch for that up-tempo. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they need to do that. I think it fits their team. They only got one weapon on offensive line. That's Trent Williams, and he's hurt. They need to do some, they need to do something different instead of just running up the middle and killing CMC. I don't see that happening. I also asked about J.P. Mason. No one asked about J.P. Mason, but I want to see him on offense. I think if you're gonna run someone up the middle, you need a power back, J.P. Mason. But I don't feel confident that Kyle Shanahan will play the players, and I'm just hoping that CMC doesn't get hurt. You're running the ball too much with this guy. I'd like to see Kyle on defense. You need some speed. I like to see Jalen Moore or Winters. Any of these linebackers. I want to see the young guys play. But I don't have confidence this is going to happen. And the reason being is, if you were going to start interjecting some of your younger players in your symphony, it should have been right after the Cowboys game, and the 49ers did not at least try some of the running backs. It should have been with the Browns, the Vikings, and last week against the Bengals. They should have been doing this then, when they were worn out and tired. That's the time you do it. They didn't do it, and they still lost all 3 games. Hopefully, they'll start adding some of these players, implementing some life on the team, some of the young guys. Jair Brown, I ain't seen him nowhere. Basically our first pick of the draft, we haven't seen him. I'd love to say I have hope for Kyle Shanahan playing these guys. I asked Grant Cohn, do you have any hope for him playing these guys? He said no. I don't either. I don't have a lot of hope that any of these guys are going to implement in the offense. And the same worries that we've had from the beginning of the season. I'm worried about Christian McCaffrey behind this line, and I'm worried about Brock Purdy behind this line. And I'm worried about the leadership of the 49ers, starting with Kyle Shanahan. Speaking of leadership, I don't know who the leader on this team is right now. I know who the attitude is. It's Trent Williams and Deebo Samuels. I don't know what player is going to get in someone's face or encourage someone when times are going rough. But I know who wants to be that leader. Brock Purdy. He addressed the team after the Cincinnati game when they lost. He's been turning the ball over. And the 49ers aren't built to withstand that. He's been aggressive, but he knows that he can't be messing up. He needs to know when he needs to check out. He was asked if he's going to be less aggressive. He said, I'm going to be aggressive at the right times, and I know when to check down. You still got to be aggressive. It's a fine line. He's got to do it. And he held himself accountable to the team after they lost. And I think he has the guts. He's exactly what the 49ers need, personality-wise. Someone who knows he wants to run Kyle Shanahan's offense. He has athleticism to move around that pocket because the offensive line has sucked. Look at the O-line has sucked. They can't run the ball. They can't block for Brock. But you never hear him complaining about that. He takes accountability for himself, for those turnovers. We need that. He's looking to be the leader of this team. He's still Mr. Irrelevant. He's moving up, a guy from hype to out of sight in a matter of weeks. But he wants to be that guy. Who knows he'll have the chance? The way the 49ers are playing on the offensive line, the way they can't run the ball, especially without Trent Williams. Look, you can get into a lot of bad habits, and you can just be out of the... You can get beat up. You can get physically and psychologically beat down. Quarterbacks, number 1 round draft picks with bigger hype than Brock, have been sent out of the league, never the same, behind average lines to bad lines like the 49ers have right now, especially without Trent Williams. But he is looking to be the guy. What to watch for with Brock Purdy? He's got to depend on his teammates. And so does Christian McCaffrey, so does Debo, so does Kittle. The 49ers can't worry about if Christian McCaffrey is going to be MVP, if Brock Purdy is a franchise quarterback. They can't worry about making big plays or whatever. They got to worry about play by play, worrying about each other, doing what they need to do, run the ball, throw the short passes, hit the long ones. Making plays, being the 49ers, and not worried about if people think their quarterback's a top 10 quarterback or not. What kind of defense they play. If you're going to make a solo tackle or a gang tackle. Look at who gets the sack. They got to stop the run. Stop Ingram, their tight end. They need to stop these screens. And need to get out the field on 4th down. And watch for Brock Purdy to play within himself. And at the right time, make plays. Because I think right now, it's showing that the 49ers don't have a great line. They can't stop the run. And that, as a big weapon as Debo is, no one really gets open. No one really knows how to get open except for, Brandon Ayuk. There's no real number 1 you can throw a 50-50 ball to, and your guy's going to catch it. And maybe some of those overthrows earlier we had in the season is because guys just ain't that fast. We got guys who can break through, from behind the defense, but no one can get past them. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who gets the credit. It doesn't matter what offense they run. The 49ers have enough. They have the players. They are built for each other. Watch the 49ers to go back to 49er football. Watch them to not worry about stats. Watch for Debo to Debo when he needs to Debo. Play hard when he needs to play hard. Watch for everyone to be accountable. Watch for them to do what they have to do. And I'm looking, maybe the reason that they're going to get this far, watch for Brock Purdy just to play within himself, make plays when he has to. And I think because of him, it's going to be, actually, you know what? Watch for Brock to take accountability. Because he may be the best leader on this team. As far as a guy who's going to get in everyone's face, be the bad guy, take accountability. But he has to back it up with his play. So as much as people say that Brock is on the ride for this team, he's also going to be why they make it or break it and get to the Super Bowl or not. So I'm looking at other quarterbacks. They are not as good. Just watch Thursday Night Football. We're lucky we got Brock. Watch for Brock Purdy to slowly take command of this team. And yeah, he does need his teammates. We all need somebody to lean on, right? But watch for Brock Purdy. He sees it. He's making his speeches. And watch for him to take accountability. And watch for him to slowly be the man. And if he doesn't, the 49ers are in big time trouble because I don't see anyone else do it instead of Kyle, including Kyle Shanahan. Come here, Panda. Oh, Panda's sleeping. Alright, come here, buddy. Oh. Come on, little Kyle. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Panda. Oh. Panda's being shy. You wanna come out? You wanna come? Oh, sorry, Panda. Oh. Panda's being shy. Alright, you don't want to poke the Jaguar. Poor Panda. Alright, Panda's in his cave. Let's see if the 49ers can keep the Jaguar Cubs in their cave. Oh, come here. I'm sorry, babies. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, here we go. Oh. I'm sorry. Is you okay? Alright. Oh, come here. I'm so sorry. Oh. Alright, with that, this has been Gary Lamm with Gary Lamm Man Event Mania. Thank you for watching. Once again, congratulations to my cousin Alejandro Serrano and my new cousin Lisa Medina. They're getting married on Friday. And I will see you Saturday night at South Bay Championship Wrestling 2nd year anniversary show. Pacheco Square Garden. Tickets on sale. SCWTIX.com. I will be your host and hype man. Panda won't be there, but he'll be there in his heart. You okay, buddy? Alright, Panda's got arthritis, so a little sensitive. Alright, bye, friends. God bless you. Keep it real. Keep it clean. I'm out of here. I can't touch the button. Say bye, Panda. Poor baby. Bye, friends.